Hello, hello, beautiful pudding butts. All right, this is week 15. This is practice 1. All right, let's get started. Hannah sold 576 cookies in a fundraiser. The cookies were packaged in boxes. There were 24 cookies in each box. That makes sense. Cookies usually come in, like a package or a box. She delivered 192 cookies to Miss G. How many boxes does she still have to deliver? Okay, we're going to make 2 bar diagrams. Well, first off, let's start off with the total. Make your bar diagram. Hannah has 576. Okay, she has 576, but she delivers some. She delivers 192 to Miss G. So how many cookies does that leave me dealing with? So, do I know the total? Yes, I do. Do I need equal parts? No, I do not. So that means I subtract. So you're going to take a piece of paper. Don't be scared of the paper. And you're going to do 576 subtract 192. 6 minus 2 is 4. You can't do this. Far from here. This turns into 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. 4 minus 1 is 3. So she has 384 left. All right. So that's how many she has after she makes Mrs. G's delivery. But you have to take those 384, and these 384 cookies are not just going to be banging around in, the back of Hannah's car. She has to package them into boxes. And each box has 24 in it. So you're going to take, let's do another bar model. So do we have a total? Yes, we do. We have 384 cookies. We have to divide those cookies into boxes of 24. That box has 24, that box has 24, that box has 24, all the way down until all the cookies are gone. So again, using our problem-solving flow chart. Do I have the total? Yes. Do I need equal parts? 24, 24, 24. Yes. So I am going to divide. All right. So I'm going to take 384 and I'm going to divide it by 24. First, make yourself a list of multiples, okay? It'll make things easier. I say at least do 5 multiples, maybe 6. So I'm going to do 24, 48. 48 plus 24 is 72, plus another 24 is 96. Another 24 is 120. And since the last one's easy, I'll just do 144. Okay, so there are my multiples of 24. Let's start dividing. How many 24s are there in 3? There are none. How many 24s are there in 32? There's 1. 1 times 24 is 24. And when you subtract, you get, let's see, I'm going to borrow from here. Sorry, this turns into a 2. This is 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. And then bring down the 4. What did I do wrong? I see what I did wrong. I apologize. Mark that out. I wrote the wrong number. I wrote 324. It's supposed to be 384. 384. I hope you were paying better attention than I was. And you're going to divide that by 24. Okay. How many 24s are in 3? There are none. How many 24s are there in 38? There is 1. 1 times 24 is 24. And when you subtract, you get 14. And then you can bring down your 4. Well, the new number I'm dividing into is 144. How many 24s are there in 144? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6. 6 times 24 is 144. When you subtract, you get a 0. So your answer is that she's going to have 16 boxes. She'll have 16 boxes of 24, and that will give her 384 cookies in all. All right, next one. is Mr. Shaw is an attorney who charges $215 an hour. Ooh, he's doing good. He recently had a case where he billed 20 hours each week for 6 weeks. We're going to make 2 bar diagrams. We want to know how much he's charging for the whole case, and the whole case took 6 weeks. So we've got to figure out 2 things. We've got to figure out how much he charges in 1 week, and then once we know that, then we can figure out how much he charges for 6 weeks. Okay, so let's start with the 1 week. We don't know how much he makes in a week, but we do know that for every hour that he works, he makes $215. So we don't know this, but we know that hour he made $215. We know this hour he makes $215, all the way down until he has worked for 20 hours, because that's how many hours he works in a week. So to figure this out, let's look at our handy dandy flow chart. Do I know the total? No, I don't. Do I have equal parts? Yes, I do. 215, 215, 215, 215, going all the way down. So I have to multiply. So let's take 215 and multiply it by 20. Okay, so 215 times 20. So here's what I want you to do. Just multiply 215 times 2, and then you're going to add a 0 to it, because you know that you can do that, right? It'll make the math easier. So 2 times 5 is 10, leave the 0, carry the 1. This times this is 2, plus 1 more is 3. 2 times 2 is 4. Don't forget to add your 0. So he makes $4,300 in a week. Woo, he's doing good. $4,300 in a week. All right, so now we have to figure out how much he's going to make in 6 weeks. Draw another bar. We don't know how much he's going to make in 6 weeks, but we know that if you divide this up into 6 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, each one of these weeks would have 4,300, 4,300, 4,300. Good gracious, 4,300, 4,300, 4,300. All right, so we don't know how much he made in 6 weeks, but we do have equal parts, so let's check it out. Do I know the total? No, I don't. Do I have equal groups? Yes, I do. So multiply. I'm going to multiply $4,300 times 6 weeks. So I'm just going to come right here. I'm going to add 6, multiply, add 6 down here. So here I go. 6 times 0 is 6. 6 times 0 is, 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 more is 25. So he makes $25,000, $25,800 in 6 weeks. That is how much he is paid for this particular case. Whew, I should have become a lawyer. All right, next one. All right, before we get started on this one, I need to tell you that, sorry, these are blacked out in here. You can't see the numbers that are in there. But inside of that box, it says 3,000. Inside of this little box down here, it says 1,500. And inside of this one, it says 30. Okay? So to find out the product of this, you've got the top number times the side number gives you the middle number. Just like when we do box method multiplication. Top number times the side number gives you the middle number. All right, so first off, let's figure out the product. So take 3,000, add it to 150, add that to 30. And when you do, the product of this is 0,813. So 3,180. So we know that it's 15 times this number gives you 3,180. but we can't write all three of those numbers down. This is expanded form of it. So 200 plus 10 plus 2 is 212. So let's write our multiplication problem. 15 times 212 equals 3,180. But I don't want a multiplication equation. I'm asking for a division equation. So let's do it. You would have 3,180 divided by 15 equals 212, or 3,180 divided by 212. 212 equals 15. Either one of these will work. It's up to you. We will take both. All right. Next one. A factory made 2,403 stockings and sent all but 8 of them to 15 different stores. Each store received the same number of stockings. What expression shows the number of stockings each store received? Okay, so if it's an expression, we're not solving it. We're just writing what we would type into a calculator to solve the problem. So we started off with 2,403. And it says they delivered and they sent all but 8 of them. So you have to subtract out the 8 they did not send out. So you're going to do that first. So take your total and subtract out the 8 that they did not send out to stores. But it says that they sent all of these, this total, to 15 different stores. Each store received the same number of stockings. So if you're making equal groups, you know that's division. So we're going to divide these stockings between 15 different stores. And that's all you have to write. And the last one, a right rectangular prism is 4 times as long as it is wide. Its height is 3 times its length. Its width is 2 centimeters. What is the volume in cubic centimeters? So you know that volume equals length times width times height. So what I would have you do is write volume equals blank times blank times blank. Underneath this blank, write L for length. Underneath this one, write W for width. And underneath this one, write H for height. Then you're going to search the problem for what it just tells you right out. It tells you straight out with no complications at all that the width is 2. Write that. The width is 2. Now you're going to use this number to fill in the other numbers, okay? So it says a right rectangular prism is 4 times as long as it is wide. So that means that you're going to take the width, so that's 2 times 4 to get your length. So your length is 8. So that part is done. It is 4 times as long as it is wide. Now let's read the next part. Its height, that's this number, is 3 times the length. So this one is 8 times 3 because the length is 8. You're multiplying times 3. So the height is 24. So now you have 3 numbers here. You've got 8 and 2 and 24. And now you can multiply those together to get your total. So 8 times 2 is 16 times 24. I'm not going to be scared to use another sheet of paper. So 24 times 16. 4 times 6 is 24. Leave the 4, carry the 2. This times this is 12 plus 2 more is 14. Drop an egg. Cross that out. This times this is 4. This times this is 2. Add together 4, 8, 3. So your answer is 384 cubic centimeters. So that's centimeters with a little 3 over top of it. 384 cubic centimeters. All right, guys. I love you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.